Hello, thank you for joining us for the CEM Top 10 on Teaming and Collaboration. This overview will give you the information you need to get started or as a refresher for your teaming and collaboration practice. So digging right in, one of the key components of our classroom engagement work is to team and collaborate with the other adults in the child's life. And we know that this is important based on the research and the evidence-based practices. And in the DEC recommended practices, we specifically have a section about the quality of the relationships and interactions among adults affects the success of programs and in effect, those for the children and families in their care. And intuitively, this makes sense. So what are the things that we need to do? Well, teaming and collaboration practice number 1 says the practitioners work together as a team to plan and implement supports and services to meet the unique needs of each child and family. Number 2 says that practitioners team to systematically and regularly exchange expertise, knowledge, and information to build team capacity and jointly solve problems and to plan and implement intervention. Every adult in the child's life has expertise about that child, whether it's grandma, mom, a paraprofessional, the speech language pathologist, the general education teacher, the special education teacher, and sharing that information regularly and honoring the knowledge that each person brings to the table is really an important part of ensuring that we have the capacity to plan and implement the appropriate instruction and intervention for every child. And finally, we use communication and group facilitation strategies to enhance our team function and our interpersonal relationships with and among team members. Being in a classroom with young children can be stressful, and having the support of our teammates is critical. That's what teaming and collaboration is talking about in that last practice. So as with other key components, we do have a self-reflection tool for you. You can find this on the CEM Share site, and you can take a look at how are we doing? How is our team using this practice? With what frequency? And do we need any support? Noting that a team does include all of the staff members who work with the children in your classroom, including any related service providers, special educators, general educators, paraprofessionals, etc. So why do we need teaming? To increase engagement within our routines. One reason is that the early childhood special education teachers, related service providers, preschool teachers, and paraprofessionals learn from each other about how to best support the child's engagement in those routines. Each of you possess unique expertise, knowledge, experience, and talents, and know different things about the child and what might be beneficial. And so sharing that information is the best way to increase that child's engagement in learning. Sometimes we need our ECSE teachers or related service providers to share and model intervention strategies so that we know how to carry those out when those specialized staff are not in the classroom. And conversely, we need teachers and paraprofessionals who are in the classroom more regularly than our itinerant folks to share some more information about classroom routines and expectations, the child's preferences in the classroom, who their favorite peers are, what typically goes well, or what's typically difficult. And so none of us can do this alone. If we want to go far for these kiddos, we have to go together. So when we have our strong teaming practices, we have more practice opportunity for the child throughout the day. We have the child's ability to learn the skills they need in the context of their routines and their environment and their peers where they will use them. So while we will always follow a child's IEP and will provide individualized supports as needed, we are hoping to see an increase of children learning the skills in the routine that they'll use them alongside their peers. As we've said all along, classroom engagement model is a routines-based model. So whenever possible, whenever the child can be successful learning and practicing an IEP skill or a goal from their family or a goal from the ongoing assessment, we should be doing that in the routine that they'll be using them alongside their peers. We also will be providing those social interactions between peers as they learn their skills We know how very important friendship skills are, and having as many robust peer interactions as possible is very important. And then we'll all become stronger team members because we have gained our own capacity. We increase our own knowledge and our own skill. So how do we make teaming and collaboration work? Some of the pieces of information here come from the building blocks for teaching preschoolers. And so some suggestions are to have regular structured team meetings. The frequency with which your team can meet is up to you. Maybe it's weekly, maybe it's monthly, maybe it's every day. It depends really on your program and what you have the ability to do. Do you prefer short 10, 15-minute meetings once a week, or do you like to have a longer once a month sit-down meeting? You can talk to your implementation team and find out what's doable in your program. When we do have conversations, we expect and support active participation by all team members. Just like we expect this for our children, all of the team members who are part of the conversation are active participants, and their opinions, contributions, and ideas are respected. Finally, when we do our teaming and collaboration, we're very specific about what we're talking about. We're identifying goals for the classroom, we're cleaning up engagement opportunities within routines, and we're thinking about individual children. We're making a plan to meet those goals, and we use data to evaluate the progress and set new goals. So when we have teaming time, we want to have a structure. We need roles for the meeting that rotate. A facilitator, a note taker, someone that's going to keep track of time. We need an agenda so that we don't end up accidentally rehashing the TV show of the week, or really getting stuck on just the troubles that we're having with a particular child or routine. We want to be sure that we're strategically talking about every child, we're talking about engagement, we're talking about learning objectives, and we're planning strategies. And having an agenda and sticking to that will be helpful. Making sure that we're discussing items with everyone fully participating, not distracted, not disengaged. Everyone's really on target and focused. And then finally, having some steps in place to achieve the goals that we've set for individual children or for routines in our classroom. A sample team meeting agenda might look like talking about a specific routine and how we're going to add active participation. Maybe we want to talk for a little while about embedding a particular goal into several routines of the day. Then we might move on to individual child goals from there, and then anything else that comes up. And your agendas may look very different from this. It just gives you an idea of what it might look like. When you get around to teaming time, there are a few questions that can be valuable. Some questions about whose job is whose. We have a roles and responsibilities chart on the share site for you that may be valuable to complete every year in the fall, revisit in the winter, so that everyone's on the same page about who's going to create the lesson plans, who's going to embed goals into routines, who and how are materials going to be prepped, what do adaptations or modifications look like so that every child can fully participate. What about those supports for the individual child? Who's going to plan them? Who's going to do them in the classroom? What will this look like with our zoning chart? Is there anything more we need to know or need to learn? And so those are some things to get you started. There are additional resources on this CEM share site. Your coach can help you. Your implementation team has information and knowledge about your program's teaming practices. And of course, attending CEM training is another great option if you need more information about teaming and collaboration. Thank you.